more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
You're no stranger to challenges. You feel the weight of the work left to do, but more importantly, you dream of making the world a better place. From day one, you've never given up in the face of obstacles, and you're not going to start now because you are relentless to your roots. And your success in the future is rooted in the decisions you make today. So choose a university with a 100-year legacy of dogged determination and community impact. The University of Redlands. Learn more at redlands.edu.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready for men's basketball action here on officially day 3 of the D3Hoops.com Classic, the 14th annual event. I'm Dave McHugh, Gordon Mann alongside 4 men's games on tap. It's part of a 6-game day, and we're starting things off with the Hawks of SUNY New Paltz taking on the Cowboys of Hardin-Simmons. We'll take a look at starting lineups, and we'll show all of them for you. And you see SUNY New Paltz will start Sean St. Lucia, A.J. Knight, Lamar Matthews, Dakota Smith, and Isaiah Rivera. And for Hardin-Simmons, they'll start Matthew Alexander, Austin Brewer, Silas Davis, Will Bartotsky, and Chris Bryant. Of course, Hardin-Simmons got things started on the opening night, the solo game on Friday against the University of Redlands. They and Redlands will be playing 3 games here in Vegas as part of the festivities, Gordon. A lot of basketball for them, but they at least got yesterday off.
Yeah, and a good chance here for Hardin-Simmons to kind of reset. The Cowboys are 4-8 coming in. They've lost 5 in a row. A program that really, their road to the NCAA tournament lies through, an automatic bid in the ASC, and so it's a good time to get right. They got 2 more games here. They've had some impressive size down low. This will be an interesting draw for them. SUNY New Paltz 6-1, coming off the program's best performance ever last year when they made the NCAA tournament. It very nearly beat the number 2 team in the country in the first round. So Keith Kenny has done a real nice job. He's like Brackett. He's kind of a lifer at his alma mater. He's built this program up, and it'll be a good chance for these 2 teams to play each other. Different style, I think. I'm thinking of the SUNYAC style, and we had Oswego State here last year. A little more up-tempo from the ASC, a little more interior designed. And, for a New Paltz team that will be in the mix for the conference title, will be in the mix, at least the way they've started this year, for an at-large bid, this is the type of team that you want to get some experience against, because come March, this is the type of team you got a chance to, the type of team you have a chance to play in the tournament.
Yeah, a great example is just play teams that give you a chance to see those different options come March when you're so used to playing conference play. Hardin-Simmons will be in the purple uniforms with the orange trim.
A big game on the men's side. Heidelberg leading Kent State 74-72. Oh. I don't know if that's an exhibition for the Student Princes, but a late lead on the Golden Flash of Kent State. D3 Pride.
I'll admit, I did not recognize the logo. I looked at it and went, they're playing Keystone?
Right.
Ooh. They're underway. Foul right out of the gate for SUNY New Paltz. Isaiah Rivera bowls over
Get that first one out of the way.
It's like, hey, we're done. All right, I'm fresh, good to go. Yeah, seriously, did not recognize the logo. Pat's pointing at the computer. I'm like, what? It's Keystone. It's not a big deal. That's the Student Princess. We'll see how that one plays out. In the meantime, we're underway. Again, 4 men's basketball games. We just had 2 women's games. Part of a 6-game day. And for us, that's nothing. We're used to back-to-back 7 games, and we finally, I think, vetoed that. I don't think we'll do that again. Ooh, big hit inside on a block by Matthews. But right back, tries to go for the slam as Alexander, and he gets rejected. Are you not entertained? We're off to a hot start in this one. Hardin-Simmons in the white uniforms with the purple going left to right, and it's New Paltz in the navy blues with the, that's orange, right? Going right to left.
Yep. Same
Always.
color scheme as the New York Knicks. Although it's a much darker orange. It's almost,
Yes, it is.
It's almost like a red.
Yeah, that's why I was double checking. Nice quick shot there from Dakota Smith. Hits that one for the senior. And we will get our scoreboard updated here with the 2-0 lead. As we're underway, and traveling violation. So a little bit of a sluggish start for Hardin-Simmons, so they certainly had a moment there with Alexander's attempt at the slam. But a turnover there, and we're going back the other direction. And another turnover for Hardin-Simmons this time, getting advantage, coming back the other way, but they can't hold on to the ball. And it'll come back once again. Inside, that one doesn't go. So both teams kind of high tempo, trying to get quick shots up, Gordon, and it's not really working out. There's a foul called number 2 on New Paltz.
Yeah, Hardin-Simmons, that's the pace they prefer to play at. SUNY New Paltz, average 77 points per game, so they can get up and down the floor a little bit, but I think tempo perhaps being a little dictated by the Cowboys early on.
Minute and a half into this one. From the South Point Arena in Las Vegas, here at the South Point Hotel and Casino, south of the famous Vegas Strip, which has its advantages. We're all self-contained. Keeps everything centralized. Shot will count. As Chris Bryant able to get the turnaround to go and draws the foul. New Paltz with 3 quick fouls in this game. And it'll allow Bryant go to the line, coming into the tournament at 69% free throw shooter. Chance for the early lead here for the Cowboys.
Hardin-Simmons' second trip here to the Classic. Last time they came, they had, remember Matt Addison, their All-American point guard?
Oh, yeah. Not too shabby there. Hardin-Simmons a little bit back from that program heyday, as a turnaround there for St. Lucia does not fall. But there's still a tough program. Ooh, that count? That looked like offensive goaltending.
It did, yeah.
Bryant credited with a basket, but that ball looked like it was well in the cylinder. We do not have replay abilities.
That's what Keith Kenny is also contesting.
Got a little greedy trying to get the basket. Nearly came back on him, but the officials don't call it. Hawks now trail by 3 after a quick start. And then an up and under. Works for Sean St. Lucia. One of 2 St. Lucias on the team.
Yep. From Niskayuna, his brother Ethan transferred from SUNY Geneseo, so.
Chance to play as graduate students together. Turnover there. And a turnover right back. Not paying attention. Telegraphed that pass. And Silas Davis comes strolling through to pick it off and lay it in. Hardin-Simmons' 7-4 lead. Early in this, as we've just played 3 minutes of the game, and all of a sudden, a bunch of turnovers for both teams. Again, game number 2 for the Cowboys as Knight leaves that one short. Into the corner, 3 on the way, no good. Missed it wide right for St. Lucia. Up ahead, Alexander off glass, can't get it to fall. Rebound putback won't count, as they're going to call a push-off on Brewer.
Who did he push off on? There was nobody around him.
No, that's why.
I guess so. That was a really effective push-off.
Moments before that moment, he shoved the guy out of his way. That's why there was nobody there. Yeah. So first foul on the Cowboys. 3 so far for New Paltz in this one. Drive in, a little bit of chaos. Alexander takes a seat, and the shot is missed by Rivera. Rivera out of the Bronx, New York. The is optional. Alexander turns it over, quickly up ahead to Smith. Smith forcing the issue to the baseline, cut off. Somehow bounce passes that to Rivera, who is able to lay it home. Silas Davis quickly comes up, barking out commands, gets Alexander out of the corner, comes to the top of the key, wide open three. Front iron no good, ball loose, and Austin Brewer is going to be fouled by Lamar Matthews. That's a team's foul 4, and Austin Brewer will exit the game, and into the game will come number 24, Jamar Ingram, a 6'5" junior forward out of Orlando. Orlando's going to be very much similar to the central of the country from what I've seen in weather reports the next few weeks. Could be freezing down there.
Uh-oh.
Took a spill there, somehow held on to it by Knight. The Hawks, with 15 on the shot clock, go back to work. Into the corner, 3 on the way. That one sneaks home for Matthews. Big three-pointer there, and New Paltz takes the lead, 9-7. Cowboys again took on Redlands 2 nights ago. In the solo game on Friday, lost that one to Redlands. We got a stoppage here coming because St. Lucia got an inadvertent finger to his eye, and he's wincing from that. Shot in the meantime is blocked that Rivera put up, and St. Lucia is still trying to see again, and he's going to exit stage left, and into the game will come number 24, Lucas Siom, a 6'5" graduate from Clifton Park, New York. Misread your note there, Gordon. I thought it said earning his NBA. I'm like, wait, what?
Nope.
Oh, MBA.
Yep. Masters of Business Administration. Huh?
Not trying to get into the NBA.
Well, I'm sure he would take that too.
Yes, right with the steal, gets the shot block, recovers, and puts it in. Well done by the Knight to stick with that one. 11-7 the lead now for the Hawks. As we're 14 and a half left to go, and another steal. Hardin-Simmons is kind of telegraphing a lot of passes. And you can see their coach kind of saying the exact same thing.
As he just said, yes.
Matt Brackett's like, you got to give them a pump fake. They know everything. 11-7. New Paltz the lead on the Cowboys. With possession. Looking to add on. Three-pointer on the way. No good from Knight. Quickly up ahead, and it's up and in. Great work there. And it's a 11-9 lead now for the Hawks. Nice layoff, but missed the easy layup to Dakota Smith. A foul on the free throw, or on the rebound, is going to compound the issue.
Come on, Dakota, throw it down, big man.
Yeah.
Channel Bill Walton, wide open.
Third foul on Hardin-Simmons called. It goes against Bartosik. I knew I was saying it wrong. Matthews to the line to shoot, hits the first free throw. Makes it 12-9 as Hardin-Simmons brings in 4. It's like being at the blackjack table or at the poker table and wanting almost another full hand. Bring in Cooper Peterson, the senior guard out of Edmond, Oklahoma. Also bring in Asher Fleming, the sophomore forward out of Lubbock, Texas. And they bring Trevion Howell, the junior guard out of Dallas, Texas, and they bring Austin Brewer back into the game. Also out there, DJ Jones, a junior guard out of Fort Worth. 13-3 the lead for New Paltz. A little bit of contact, but still hits the shot is Fleming. Averages 6.5 points a game. He gets 2 quick ones there. Off balance 3 for Alex Kapinski, who's into the game, is short. A senior guard out of Middletown, New York. As Brewer forces the issue on the other end. Shot falls short, but he draws the foul on the other St. Lucia, Ethan St. Lucia.
Brewer, the second tallest player here at the Classic. He's 6'10", at least if we're just going by listings. Mount Union has a guy who's 6'11".
Yeah, he played like 6'11", too, the other night.
Wittenberg has a guy who's 6'11", too, but he doesn't play at all. So. Clem Butler, I think his name is.
Vaden for Mount Union had a big role in their game. They just lost to Ramapo. Roadrunners coming from behind, hitting 2 free throws in the closing seconds. And Mount Union missed 2 free throws to tie or win it. What an off-balance shot to fall there for Lucas Siom. Then the Cowboys turn it over. Once again, Austin Brewer. Austin Brewer is having a little bit of a rough start.
Yeah, plays like that got to drive you insane as a coach. You don't need that kind of pass down the floor.
I agree. Under 13 minutes to play here in the first half between Hawks and Cowboys. Forced up shot there, no good for Mitchell Cummings, who's into the match, the Mount Sinai, New York senior. As New Paltz has used just about everybody on their bench already. Of course, now somewhat wide open SUNYAC this year. New Paltz, the only team that beat Oswego last year in conference play. Oswego, who lost a bunch, is still in the mix, but has come back to the conference a bit. Rockport kind of retooling themselves a bit.
Also not in the conference anymore.
Oh, that's right. Right. Darn it.
Left the conference.
Totally
retooled.
Geneseo,
yeah,
totally retooled. Rockport and Geneseo now in the Empire 8, right?
Yep, that's right.
So New Paltz, who kind of came on in the last couple of years, has a prime opportunity to be a conference leader, and this is a good test for them, as missing the layup was Krapinski.
Yeah, you add Canton and Morrisville. Morrisville's it's had some years where they've been okay.
Yeah, I mean, made it to the Sweet 16 twice in NCAA tournament play.
And Joe Smith was their head coach, who just left their program. Yeah, Oswego and New Paltz are 6-1 each. SUNY Oneonta is 7-3, 2-1 in conference.
Oswego's had an interesting start. They could come on a little bit. We'll see. And again, getting used to players in new roles. 10 seconds on the shot clock for the Cowboys, and they turn it over as Howell forces the issue. Up ahead, Krapinski feeds it inside to Cummings. He kicks it outside, 3 on the way. Good.
Where is Hardin-Simmons' defense on that play? There is completely collapsed.
Interesting enough, New Paltz calls a 30-second timeout out of that after taking the 18-12 lead. I agree, just no defense at all. 11:15 remaining. Looks like after a long time in hospice, the 39th President of the United States, Jimmy Carter, has died at the age of 100, according to his family. He was in his home in Plains, Georgia. His son, Chip Carter, confirming the death. Obviously, Jimmy Carter only had 1 term as president. The Iran hostage situation kind of undid that presidency, despite what people consider a lot of work during his presidency for good. But he went on to become one heck of a humanitarian in his post-presidency, and impressively huge efforts with Habitat for Humanity. Building, I think, until just a few years ago, still on the job in a lot of ways. So my thoughts with the family. That will be a well-attended funeral, I have a feeling. Hardin-Simmons turns the ball over in the meantime back here in Las Vegas as they trail by 6 with 11:02 remaining. Second time I've been on a call of a D3 event as a former president has passed. As New Paltz turns it over on a travel. I was at the soccer championships in Salem, Virginia when Ronald Reagan died. I think it was, or no, maybe it was. Yeah, I think it was Reagan. It was Bush. Sorry, Bush Sr. 10:50 left, and Dave McHugh, Gordon Mann alongside Pat Coleman with us as well. Ryan Coleman taking shots, pictures that is, as New Paltz picks up their 6th foul of the game. 3 fouls so far for the Cowboys. So Hardin-Simmons will go to line for the 1-on-1 next foul opportunity. In the meantime, Hardin-Simmons has brought in Silas Livingston, the sophomore guard from San Antonio. He had a bit of an influence in that Redlands game. He's going to drive, nice feed, off glass and in. Chris Bryant able to convert. Cuts the deficit to within 4. Of course, we talk about conference changes. New Paltz with a chance to take advantage of the SUNYAC. That'll be ever so short an opportunity, Gordon.
Yep, because they go to the NJAC next year.
Head to the NJAC next.
That'll be a very big change in terms of style of play, and there's some drives there. Guess they will avoid making the New York City to Camden drive.
I mean, I get they want
one more year.
For
not next year. Fall of 26.
I know they want that move for travel reasons, but
well, I mean, it's an interesting move. They will definitely make the NJAC deeper in both basketball. I mean, if Fitzgerald, well, no, this is 2 years out, so Fitzgerald wouldn't have any more eligibility. But with what Seward has done on the women's side, they may be the best team in that conference the moment they arrive.
Three-pointer good.
And on the men's side, I don't know. They're kind of similar to a TCNJ. They kind of remind me of them in terms of style of play. It's a good addition for the conference.
I just don't.
You don't have to be a bus driver, right? Or a student
still got to go down to TCNJ, deal with New Jersey traffic.
Yeah, because of where they are, those trips around the New York City region are not going to be much fun.
New Jersey, NJAC had to change its bylaws to allow it to happen.
Yeah.
Their bylaws say no full-time members outside of New Jersey. And that conversation came up with Christopher Newport and Salisbury were looking for a home.
Yeah, there's been talks about
a foul
people joining that conference for a long time.
Yep.
Shenandoah at one point was rumored because they needed a home. So.
Well, to be honest, the rumor of New Paltz joining them was probably 2 years in the making, to the point where I had kind of dismissed it when it finally came through.
Okay.
On a good day. Sunday. Into the corner, shot on the way.
One thing, you got to remember the alternative: New Paltz to Fredonia, or New Paltz to Plattsburgh, or New Paltz to Potsdam, or whatever else.
There is talk that the western flank of that SUNYAC could eventually
join the OAC or
no
join the Allegheny Mountain Conference. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's Fredonia and Buffalo State.
Yep.
It's been a while since either of those programs. I'm solely focused on basketball. Has done much in basketball. Obviously, Buff State for football.
Well, it's interesting too because the center of the SUNYAC left for travel reasons. In the sense of Geneseo and Brockport.
Right. Yeah.
Which you wouldn't expect the center to leave for those reasons. But they did.
Brockport has always wanted to be in that conference for academic reasons. They've wanted to be in the Empire 8 for 2 decades.
Well, and we're going deep in the hole here, but we talk about like-minded. No, big collision there, and that's going to be an illegal screen for sure. Doesn't like the call is Trevor. Yeah, I wanted to make sure it was Alma-Fatano. Wow, I didn't hit it. I want to make sure it was on him. He was the one complaining about it. I just wanted to make sure, but certainly looked like it in quick motion. And a foul in the other direction. It's going to go on Siom. So that's a double bonus now for Hardin-Simmons.
So would you rather for a drive, a 6.5-hour drive through the snow in February, say, I don't know, New Paltz to Plattsburgh. I don't know if that's 6.5 hours, but a long drive through the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Or like Hardin-Simmons to Sewell Ross State, who isn't in the conference. You get the idea.
With less of a chance
Texas
of
with
the snow.
Texas with a very large geography, but less of a chance of snow.
Well, it's interesting because the New York trips, it's especially the NJAC, it's going to be travel with traffic versus just long travel in Texas, period.
Well, and the other thing is the SUNYAC plays Friday night and then Saturday early afternoon to try and get the students back home.
Yep.
So
three-pointer good.
Like the NESCAC, it's 2 games in less than 24 hours.
Yep. Of course, Hardin-Simmons in a conference that is dissolving underneath them.
Right. And at this point, Hardin-Simmons would be happy to drive anywhere.
Oh, nice feed, Alexander, but he can't hit the layup. Late foul call. It's going to go against Amalfitano.
Yeah, if you're a Hardin-Simmons fan, you're listening to all this conversation about alternate conferences, and you're thinking, geez, this could be one of those. I'll join the NJAC.
Exactly. We'll take that travel. That ASC, there had been talk for years it was in trouble, and it finally fractured. And it fractured quickly.
Yeah.
The stress fracture went from a minor little maybe to a major crack. And they're down to 4 now, right? Yeah, I've lost track, to be completely honest. 5 basketball programs, right? But not for long.
And 6 if you count UT Dallas still.
And they've been courting the C2C, the old Capital Athletic Conference, the coast-to-coast conference. But ASC has been treating that like they're the ones in the catbird seat, and the C2C is smarter than that.
Well, I have no idea about any of that stuff, but I hope they find a conference home.
They've got to find something.
Good members of Division III,
yes.
And I'd rather have them here than the NAIA or.
I agree with you entirely, but I think some egos have to take a back seat. Three-pointer in the corner, good for A.J. Knight. As the game was tied, or it wasn't tied, sorry, SUNY New Paltz up 27-21. Our automated scoreboard system is having a little bit of a field day. Yeah, he got the steal clean with the right hand.
But he added the other one wrapped around him.
It's like a pass interference. He was wrapped around with the left hand, and the official who saw it had a clear view of that.
Chris Bryant heads to the free throw line. This is the wrong guy to foul. He shoots 91%. Cowboys an above average free throw shooting team, 70%. That's 171 out of 425 programs in Division III.
Over 10 fouls on the Hawks already with 8 minutes left to go in this half. Yeah, my quick wrap up to the ego comment was just, I think the ASC needs to just take the approach that you got to find a suitor and be reasonable. And I think they will find it and figure it out, because I agree with you. I don't want to lose the Hardin-Simmons, Mary Hardin-Baylors, and the like to any other level. I think they're great for Division III and certainly enjoy having them. Kick into the corner. Thought about it, did St. Lucia. He'll drive in. Now kick into the corner for another attempt by Matthews. No good. Ball picked up by the Cowboys. Coming the other direction. Spin move right into the defender. Missed. Hardin-Simmons holds on to it. Shot up, back iron, and over the backboard. That did not go the way Howell was expecting it. 7:29 left to go in the half. Ball goes back to the Hawks. Tosek will take a seat. Returning to the game is Cooper Peterson. I have a feeling a lot of the breakup in the ASC is A.J. Knight's shot is left short. Stems back to playing through COVID. I think some feelings were hurt as the reverse layup by Alexander goes.
No idea.
There were some who took it seriously and some who didn't.
27-25, New Paltz with a 2-point lead.
Yeah, Cowboys have not played great, but have whittled into this deficit and now have a chance if they can stop New Paltz here. Now they're going to pick up a foul. Just the 5th of the game so far. It's going to go against Alexander, but not playing great, Gordon, but chipping into it. And that's, just experience. Oh, but they missed the match there as Ethan St. Lucia was wide open on the inbounds play and lays it home. Inside feed. Cross pass. It is stolen away by Ethan St. Lucia, and he'll pass off to his brother Sean. They're not the same age, I believe, even though they're both graduate students. Slice into the paint. Doesn't fall for Lamar Matthews. Here come the Cowboys back the other way. Livingston with the ball. Livingston with a little shake and bake. Fadeaway jumper falls. Wow.
A lot of contact there.
He's looking for the foul, too. I thought he initiated the contact, but you're right. There was contact, no matter how you look at it. It's going to go back the other way. New Paltz turns it over. Back into the game for the Cowboys comes Brewer and Fleming.
Now Hardin-Simmons with a 9-2 advantage from the foul line. Hasn't made a 3 yet, so New Paltz outscoring him 15-0 from 3.
Hardin-Simmons, really good program under their former head coach. Oh, came off the referee. So that'll mean it'll go out. Bad luck for New Paltz there, as the ball literally bounces for the Cowboys the right way.
Checking in for the Hawks, number 12 by Isaiah Rivera. He replaces number 11, Ethan St. Lucia.
A little bit of a delay here, trying to get uniforms tucked in properly. As we're back underway for the Cowboys. Alexander with the ball, and he'll hand it off to Livingston. They've been kept out of the paint quite a bit. Livingston forces the 3, no good. Oh, that went off. Yeah, I kind of agree. I thought that went off of Davis's hand. Now they're going to overrule it. So I take that back. It'll look like it went off of his hand the way he kind of pulled it back too.
Yeah, Lamar Matthews did not dispute the overturned call.
29-27, 5:16 to play here in the half. Shot up and good, and so that ties it. Cowboys have worked their way back into this.
Nice job by Brewer, averages 16 points per game. Leading scorer for the Cowboys.
With it is A.J. Knight into the corner. Well, kept that in play by Rivera. He's looking for options. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Picks up his dribble in the paint. Kicks it back outside to Knight. 6 on the shot clock. Knight with a feed, and the foul's going to be bailing him out. Matthews had a layup that got blocked by Alexander. Who picks up the foul?
I think Alexander does.
Now they're going to say Davis.
Oh, okay.
And timeout called by New Paltz. That's your second timeout. It's a full timeout. We will take it as well. Cowboys have tied it back up with New Paltz with 4:42 remaining.
You're no stranger to challenges. You feel the weight of the work left to do, but more importantly, you dream of making the world a better place. From day one, you've never given up in the face of obstacles, and you're not going to start now because you are relentless to your roots. And your success in the future is rooted in the decisions you make today. So choose a university with a 100-year legacy of dogged determination and community impact. The University of Redlands. Learn more at redlands.edu.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Welcome back. Timeout on the floor, wrapping up for New Paltz as I'm Dave McHugh, Gordon Mann alongside is men's basketball action between Hardin-Simmons and SUNY New Paltz. I'll put the bow on my comment earlier. I started to before action took me away. Of course, Hardin-Simmons emerged into the national conversation under former LSU assistant head coach Craig Karst, who took over the program for a number of years. And I remember the program up at Marietta during their couple of back-to-back seasons with some great runs the NCAA tournament, getting out of Texas, which, as anybody in Division III knows, is half the battle. There's a free throw on the line for Matthews, misses the first. He's famous for recruiting Shaquille O'Neal to LSU. Been with, I think he coached every single level of college basketball, if memory serves.
Yeah, that's right.
And certainly did well with Hardin-Simmons, and they've been able to keep that going. The entire athletic department, of course, pretty solid. Nice feed inside and able to fall for Austin Brewer. Hardin-Simmons football program, pretty stout in their own right. Speaking of trying to get out of Texas, can't get out of the way of Mary Hardin Baylor. Floater put up for the Hawks, no good. Back come the Cowboys with a 1-point lead, 31-30. Livingston's got the ball on the South Point logo on the far side. They're trying to feed inside to Brewer, but good defense from the Hawks so far. They'll try it again. Fleming's got it. He'll feed it further into the corner to Davis, who finds himself outside to Fleming. 5 on the shot clock. Fleming leaves it short, gets his own rebound, and puts it back in. .335 to play, and Hardin-Simmons now with a 3-point lead. Quick three off the screen, no good for A.J. Knight, who's a 39.5% three-point shooter, but he's missed a few here tonight. Alexander through the lane, can't get it to fall, but Austin Brewer able to clean up the glass. And suddenly Hardin-Simmons has got a 5-point lead. And it's been almost 4 minutes of action since New Paltz hit their last shot. Quickly up ahead, and there's a basket to fall. This one goes for Silas Davis, and New Paltz calls yet another timeout as they are struggling. It's a 30-second timeout with 2:55 remaining here in the first. Suddenly down by 7. It's a 12-1 run in the last 3+ minutes, including an 8-0 run in the last 94 seconds. Hardin-Simmons is 5 of their last 7, while New Paltz is 0 for 4 in 1 of their last 7 with no field goals scored in nearly 4 minutes of play.
Yeah, Hardin-Simmons on a good run here, kind of scoring every way they can, scoring off of offensive rebounds, getting to the rim for 2. The only thing they have not been able to do yet is make a 3, but it hasn't mattered. They have the lead with that run.
So far leading the way for Hardin-Simmons is Chris Bryant with 13 points. Austin Brewer's got 9 rebounds. Lucas Siom's got 11 points for the Hawks. As they come out of the timeout, they're third of the half. They need a basket. Turnaround from about 8 feet. That does not fall for Rivera. And the rebound pulled down by Davis. Livingston, nice feed to Brewer, but a better steal by Rivera. Tracking back, got a hand on that. Sean St. Lucia back into the game. Step back 3 for him, no good. That's a quick offensive possession.
Yeah, the last couple have been very fast for New Paltz. Brewer's got a big size advantage on St. Lucia under the rim.
2:15 to play in the half. Hardin-Simmons, after a sluggish start, is taking control of the game, leading by 7. Brewer double teamed. Somehow gets that to Alexander. And a foul called as New Paltz has committed almost 15 fouls, I think, in this half. That is Lamar Matthews who will pick up the infraction.
That's his second personal foul. At the line for the Cowboys, number 0, Matthew
Yeah,
Alexander. 2 shots.
Matthews, Rivera, and Seom all with 2 fouls along with, Smith, Amalfitano, and Cummings. They got a bunch of guys with 2 fouls.
And number 11, Ethan St. Lucia.
Ethan St. Lucia returns to the game. Alex Krapinski returns as well. Krapinski, a mechanical engineering major. I see some of these majors and realize, yeah, I screwed up in college. 2:03 left, and the lead is 9 by Hardin-Simmons on a 14-1 run. Ethan St. Lucia will hand off to A.J. Knight. Knight gets cut off by Brewer, feeds it to the other St. Lucia as Ethan's shot well left. They're struggling suddenly offensively for the Hawks. Flying through the lane and laying it home is Asher Fleming. And a deflection on the telegraph pass up the court. It's interesting because Hardin-Simmons is the one who was telegraphing a lot early on. Now it's New Paltz. They trail by 11 with 90 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, New Paltz just needs something to give them a lift here. They have been really flat.
Feed into the paint. Can't even get that to fall. And Rivera is going to get called for the foul on the rebound. No, he will not. He'll go to the free throw line. The foul was called on Davis for the Cowboys. So a chance to put some points on the board for Rivera here. They have not scored in quite some time.
3 minutes and 21 seconds.
Yeah, that's what stats says. I'm double checking the time.
Seems
Yeah, it's
longer than that.
It seems longer, you're right. And left the free throw short. It's just nothing going right for the Hawks right now. Bartosek back into the game for the Cowboys. New Paltz now 3 of 5 from the free throw line. And there's a point. 41-31, Cowboys the lead. Nice feed back door. Alexander, though, can't get free for the layup attempt. Finally does, leaves it short.
Brewers does a real nice job on those bounce passes into the post.
Yeah, he's got a nice little touch on him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Especially from a tough angle. There's the first field goal in over 5 minutes for New Paltz. It's laid in by A.J. Knight. They went almost 6 minutes of play without a field goal made as Fleming misses the three. 42 seconds left. New Paltz hoping maybe now to get another one to fall, and they do. It's a three-pointer. Quick 5 points. To your point, Gordon, gives them a bit of a spark here. Cuts the deficit to 5 very quickly with less than 30 seconds in the half.
Yeah, 6-0 run in 44 seconds. That's a lift.
That's what they needed. Got to have that, maybe a little bit of confidence coming to go into halftime. That 6-0 run after about a 14-1 run the other direction. I think it was worse than that, actually. Ooh, Livingston misstepped there, readjusts, feeds it to Barlow, and a blocking foul will be called. That's a good call. Ethan St. Lucia was moving a little too much with Brewer. That's his second foul to add to the collection of those with 2.
At the line for the Cowboys, number 2, Austin Brewer, 2 shots.
Brewer, the Stanford, Texas 6'10" center. On the line, he's a 67% free throw shooter. Both his parents are Hardin-Simmons alums. What kind of family life is it when your mom, Mickey, is a Hall of Famer at the school? And you say, hey, I'm going to the same school, Mom. Good luck, son.
Well, he didn't initially. He
what
went
I
to
read?
Sam Houston State, and then he transferred.
Right. Well, no, I meant by the time when he decided to go.
Yeah.
Good luck, but here's the bar.
Yeah.
3 seconds left for New Paltz. Going to get a shot off here. Trailing by 7. They will. Ooh, just shy as they just missed it. Well, Gordon, interesting half, to say the least. New Paltz came out playing well. HSU did not. And somehow the roles flipped at some point. And the Cowboys are more in control going into the break.
Yep, Hardin-Simmons trying to break, as we mentioned in the pregame, a 5-game losing streak. So, a good start or a good half for Hardin-Simmons to get into the lead, half with the lead, considering they were 0 for 7 from 3. It's really, really hard to win games when you don't make any threes at all. So, This is a first half anomaly. We'll see if it continues in the second.
At the break, Hardin-Simmons leads SUNY New Paltz 43-36 in the 14th annual D3Hoops.com Classic.
More schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Passion's love. Passion is love for what you do. Because I think when you face challenges, it comes down to how much you want it and how much you love it. Passion is what keeps you going forward. Seeing so many people that were like-minded and so hardworking in their sport and academics, being surrounded by like-minded people makes you want to be more passionate. I think it pushes you to a different level that maybe you didn't think you had. And you can do the best of both worlds and love all of it.
Comprehensive learning is being able to adapt to experiences and apply the things that I learned. Being an athlete and juggling academics helped me grow as a person, and things that I've learned, I was able to apply it in another field, putting them into everyday life. Developing comprehensive learning helped me prioritize certain things to make sure I get to where I want to be.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that.
It's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
Our obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn that in giving, we receive so much more in return. Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
I believe sportsmanship is a mutual admiration and respect for your fellow competitors. We all go through a lot to reach the point where we compete against one another. It's important to realize that. So once we're finally on the field or on the court or on the starting block, we look at each other as fellow human beings and not just competitors. Being able to recognize the hard work that other athletes are putting in creates a more positive and inclusive environment.
Responsibility is being accountable for your words and actions, first and foremost. It also is an obligation to be a positive influence in the communities around you. Being in a D3 program, you're going to have lots of different opportunities. You're not just an athlete, you're also involved in student life. Your academics are extremely important. We give a lot of our student athletes responsibilities right from the start by giving them leadership opportunities, by having them engage in the community, be a positive influence. That's being a responsible person.
Football has taught me a lot throughout my life. It's definitely had a huge imprint on who I am as a person. Competing at a Division III level created that opportunity for me to go to college. Not only was I the first one in my family to graduate college, but I was really the first one to even go. Being the first one, I'm breaking that cycle, and now that I've graduated, I'm not sure what's the next step, but I know I have a lot of doors open. And a lot of those are open because I played football and ran track here at Otterbein.
It's not about yourself, it's about your team.
Division III allows you to give yourself to other things.
I chose Cedar Crest because it's nationally ranked for its forensic science program. And then I also chose Cedar Crest because I could come here and play sports. I could be a basketball player and then I could be a student athlete, and my teachers would understand that.
At a Division III school, you primarily a student athlete, so the school is really shaped around you developing yourself as a complete individual. The end result in my mind is you just become a very well-rounded person.
I know sports is important, but having the academic part along with it is a big plus.
There's more to them than being a student athlete. They're a club president, they're a student in the classroom, so it's a well-rounded experience.
Division III school was the best opportunity for me to have both the highest academic challenges and some of the very highest athletic challenges too.
So that's why D3 athletics is so great. It gives you the opportunity to get involved in so many different things and be able to still do all those things.
D3 school, there's a lot of time for other opportunities. During soccer season, the coaches, they expect a lot of you during soccer, but after soccer, that's your own personal time. It's your time to go explore different things and really find out who you are and other opportunities that you can pursue.
Division III in athletics, affords students the opportunity not only to participate in intercollegiate athletics at a competitive level, but also gives them the opportunity to, engage in the other interests in their campus and in their lives outside of that sport and outside of the academics on the campus.
I wanted to be really balanced. I wanted to be focused on academics and athletics and be able to do other things that I wanted to do. And I knew Division III would be able to not only let me do that, but support me in that.
You have more time for your extracurricular activities outside of school, whether it's not academics, spending time with your family, your friends, and those are things that are important to me in a college experience.
Being a Division III athlete and developing my leadership skills has definitely put my name out there and helped me get more recognition on campus, but more recognition nationwide. I did win the Jostens Trophy, which is based on leadership, academics, and then how well you do on the court.
I think there's more opportunities for academic scholarships in Division III.
Division III schools offer academic scholarships instead of athletic scholarships. This really puts the focus that the student athlete needs to maintain that GPA.
I got the presidential scholarship from Case Western, which was huge for me.
I did receive a non-athletic scholarship upon entering school, and I carried that for my first 2 or 3 years.
I did receive academic scholarships my freshman year, and then every single year I get a little bit more because of my academics. Just being involved on campus, being an athlete, and then being a leader in so many different clubs. All those things combined kind of get me recognized.
Don't pass up a Division III school if you have the opportunity. Division III offers many experiences.
I would definitely choose Division III school because you can develop your leadership skills. I mean, basketball and academics are so important here, but you can also develop who you are as a person.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Proportion to me is the lived experience of our Division III student athletes. They balance life from an academic perspective and the rigors of competing at a high level, bonding with teammates and building lifelong friendships. But they also are involved in their communities. They work jobs and internships and volunteer. They've learned to be resilient. Diverse experiences are setting them up for the future.
I had numerous family members who've been taken away from heart disease and stroke. That drove me to pursue knowledge about health and well-being. Playing college football gave me an opportunity to get myself into college.
Goes to Parks. He's in the end zone.
That's when I decided that I want to go into personal trainer. I felt I would have a great opportunity to share my knowledge about well-being within Detroit. I hope to reach as many people as I can.
For the love of the game. That's what it's all about, they say. But for those of us who are Division III student athletes, it's more than that, a lot more.
Sure, the game is important, but as we work so hard to build both mind and body, it's more about team and the schools and communities we represent.
And for the many of us blessed with the strength to compete in sport at the college level, we understand that with what we were given comes a special obligation.
An obligation not merely to work towards a personal best in the classroom or in the sport we love, but rather an obligation to help those who have their own special needs and whose love for the game is no less intense.
That is why NCAA Division III teamed up with Special Olympics. For Special Olympics athletes, victory belongs not only to those who first cross the line, but to all of those who compete and endure.
They are challenged in ways we cannot imagine. They are survivors who test themselves harder and with greater joy than we will ever know.
Since August of 2011, we and others from Division III campus communities have volunteered more than 250,000 hours, time away from the classroom and practice field, reaching across the country to coach and mentor Special Olympics athletes.
And to learn, as we all do, that in giving we receive so much more in return.
Sport ennobles us, and in giving the gift of sport to those for whom it seemed an impossible dream, we are working to make this a better world.
Help us keep that dream alive.
Be part of it.
Get involved.
You can make a difference.
A good citizen is someone who wants to make a positive impact, both in their communities and in the world around them. The Division III approach is absolutely the best approach out there for amateur sport because it wants student athletes to explore all parts of who they are. Be successful in the classroom, be successful in competition, be successful in the community. So our student athletes learn what it means to strive for and attain success, but doing it the right way and being good citizens.
I injured my shoulder when I was practicing platform diving. It was a blessing in disguise. When I went to physical therapy, I realized this is something I want to do. That's when I changed my major to physical therapy. I want to inspire people to do whatever they love doing. I'm fortunate to have Cliff as my coach. He made me believe that I can get back into diving after my injury to prove that nothing can stop me from chasing my dreams.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Welcome back here courtside at halftime in men's basketball action of the 14th annual D3Hoops.com Classic. Looking at the Sport Tours International halftime stats as Hardin-Simmons leads New Paltz 43-36. Wacky stats, Gordon. Hardin-Simmons is 15-33 from the floor and a much better percentage than New Paltz. But New Paltz is 6-16 from beyond the arc, and Hardin-Simmons is 0-7. Hardin-Simmons is 13-16 from the free throw line because New Paltz has fouled a ton. They've out-rebounded them by double, has Hardin-Simmons. And the turnovers yet are in New Paltz's favor. Just wild all over the place.
Yeah, not a sharp game played by either team. New Paltz has struggled on the glass, and their offense went away for a significant part of the quarter. But, again, Hardin-Simmons is up 7 at the moment. It's gonna be really hard to win a game with no three-pointers made. And it might be possible, but
they've doubled up SUNY New Paltz by a 28-14 mark in points in the paint, but they have to.
Yeah,
I mean they have to. They have no choice.
And from the foul line, they're 13 for 16. So obviously they have the size advantage with Brewer in particular, although Bryant played really well, and Bartosik seemed to be moving better.
Yes.
Although stat line doesn't really suggest that. He only has 2 points. And for New Paltz, not a lot of size. The guy you got to get a bigger half from this time around is Dakota Smith. Smith leads the team in rebounding and block shots and field goal percentage coming in. And so far, Dakota's line tonight, 2 points, 1 rebound in 7 minutes. And a bunch of different fouls for the Hawks in the first half. So they have 7 different guys with 2 fouls. Yeah. So a couple of those guys are reserves who are not likely to see a lot of minutes. But Dakota Smith on a team that does not have a lot of height. He's listed as He's listed as a wing. They have one single forward on the whole team. I didn't notice this until now. And he's 6'4", so he is not especially tall. New Paltz, not a lot of height. See if they can figure out a way to account for that in the second half.
Interestingly enough, Chris Bryant leads Hardin-Simmons with 13 points. Two of the guys close double figures, and Austin Brewer with 9, and Asher Fleming with 8. Two guys for New Paltz in double figures. Zion with 11 and Knight with 10. Next closest is Matthews with 6. As we'll get ready to start second half, a little delay here in getting things started.
All right. Well, Hardin-Simmons is somebody who is ill. Hardin-Simmons, Austin Brewer is.
Yeah, there's no. I think there was a concern that
leave it at that.
They had indicated he was going to start the second half, and he's not. And I think they were worried that it was an infraction, but it's fine. There's no time limit in the second half, I don't believe, of when you need to be put in the book. So we'll get started with Brewer, hopefully returning to the game later.
It is that time of year with illnesses and that sort of thing. His mom is coming down to see him. There's Mickey.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's the Hall of Famer. Is shot up and good for Alexander. As Hardin-Simmons quickly comes out of the gate with quick 2 points. So New Paltz back in. Our lead official had an interesting night last night. Not him specifically, his crew. With all kinds of quirks in their game. With Whittier and Edgewood as a steal and a layup the other direction. Hardin-Simmons with 4 quick points. Davis finishing that one. And he's got an interesting one here. He came over and saying, geez, another rule question I'm getting that doesn't come up all the time. I don't think he's getting paid extra. 3-pointer far side for New Paltz, no good for Rivera. Foul on the rebound as Sean St. Lucia goes flying. And Alexander picks up another foul. That's his second foul. I thought he had more than that, so I mishatted that one in my head. The Hawks hold on to possession, trailing by 11. Shot up. I don't think it caught the rim. St. Lucia caught it, tried to put up the rebound, and Alexander picks up his third.
They're shooting on that deeper backdrop now as SUNY New Paltz, so they hit 6 of 18. That's not super efficient for the Hawks. They shoot 34% from 3. It's a little above average on offense.
New Paltz was led by as many as 6 in this match, but they just got away from their biggest deficit of the game. Alexander out, and back into the game is Trevian Howell. Yeah, this is the tougher one, and you're hoping, if you're a Cowboys fan, that means they'll start hitting, right?
Yeah.
Because they're going to be shooting towards what we consider the easier backdrop.
I don't remember that helping them a whole lot in the first game against Redlands.
As nice little play inside as Bryant showing he's a quality player, puts that one in. And their biggest lead of the game, 49-37.
Hardin-Simmons shoots 36% from 3. Oh, my goodness.
I'm not sure where St. Lucia thought he was throwing that, but it's an easy steal for Davis. And Davis going to chuck it up top. Bryant toe on the line. Puts it home for 2. And another quick timeout for New Paltz as they come out, giving up a lot of points quick, suddenly see themselves trailing by 15. And while it's a full timeout, we'll keep it here, as they're going to bring in Ethan St. Lucia because it's such a quick start to this half. Hardin-Simmons has absolutely gotten on track, and New Paltz is reeling.
Yeah, their offense is all kinds of disjointed. That's the second time in this half that St. Lucia just threw the ball directly to one of the Hardin-Simmons defenders. Points in the paint, Hardin-Simmons 34-14 advantage. It's this game has swung heavily one direction.
Yeah. And it's interesting because Hardin-Simmons did not start this game well.
No.
They were struggling at one point. And New Paltz was certainly playing well, but It wasn't even a turn on the dime moment, right? It just seemed to be a slow pivot, just kind of general build, and then suddenly Hardin-Simmons had its momentum, and they were rolling. In the meantime, if you're a Cowboys fan, they are playing without Austin Brewer right now, who just before the half became ill, and I have noticed his mom ran and got him some Gatorade and some other things.
She's still talking to him.
Yeah, she just came down the steps. She also has her camera. I think it would be a little uncouth to take some pictures of him being sick. Just a thought. I mean, who cares about the family album? She's not taking pictures, everybody. I'm just having some fun with it. He is leaning against the far wall. You can probably see him over there with the training staff. Back underway, New Paltz with possession and trailing by the biggest deficit of the game, 14, 51-37. Looking for options here. Three-pointer from the wing. Almost went in. It was halfway home for Rivera. As Davis picks off the rebound and comes quickly up floor. Puts up a floater and draws a foul on Alex Krapinski, who's into the game. That's his first foul. And the team's first foul of the half. Ignore the Hardin-Simmons three-pointer thing. Our system fighting the scoreboard again. That free throw good, though, for Davis. Davis only came in 5 of 8 from the free throw line.
The Cowboys as a team shooting 70% coming in, so that's pretty good.
Considering how much he slices into the lane, I'm surprised he doesn't get to the free throw line more often.
Yeah.
63-37. Quick scoring update, by the way. Kent State rallied to outscore Audubon by 10 in the second half to win by 4. Stunning turn of events there. 84-80 was the final, as Audubon nearly pulled off the upset. As a three-pointer falls for Alex Krapinski, that could give the Hawks a little bit of a spark, one hopes.
Yeah, he's a 39% three-point shooter, third best on the team. They have some guys who can shoot from out there.
Davis inside, leaves it up. Can't get the floater to fall as Easton St. Lucia pulls down the rebound. Paltz goes back to work. Trailing by 13. 17 minutes to play in this game. Game number 3 of the day of 6. First of our men's slate. Left that layup short.
Excellent defense by Chris Bryant there. Did not contested the shot without committing the foul, but on the pass before that, his presence kept New Paltz outside of the paint. Just his sheer size is keeping them at bay.
Tosik hits that shot. Turn off the scoring here for a bit, folks. We're going to manually do it for a while. Inside, can't get that one to fall. I was going to mention earlier on the previous possession, we were talking about trying to get Dakota Smith going. Smith's shot left it right in the bottom of the rim on a layup attempt.
Yeah. This is
hasn't seemed himself.
No, he does not look comfortable at all with either Brewer or Chris Bryant, and he's not. He's being forced to play really a 5 position, and he's a wing. He's a 3.
Yeah.
But New Paltz again, real lack of size for the Hawks.
Krapinski with the ball. Livingston's into the match for Hardin-Simmons. He's on Krapinski, who throws up a prayer.
That's got to be a foul.
Yeah, gets bailed out as Livingston.
Bailed out. The guy was pulling him to the floor.
Yeah, no, fair point. Misquote on my part. That's not the right wording. You're right. Third foul on the Cowboys. Oh, they did not call that a shooting foul. They called it a on the floor foul before he put up the prayer. Forced the pass inside to Smith. Yeah, that wasn't the best option. Smith's going to go reverse layup and can't get that to fall. He was shooting in trees.
Yeah.
Here come the Cowboys the other direction.
It's Bryant again. Nice. He's too big and too strong.
Yeah. 55-40. Cowboys have the lead on New Paltz. 15:50 remaining in a game New Paltz is led by 6. But a 14-1 run by Hardin-Simmons in the first half erased that deficit and gave them a lot of confidence. Nice turnaround there, though, by Ethan St. Lucia.
There's still time. I mean, there's 16 minutes for New Paltz, but they need some kind of, well, they need to stop doing that.
I was going to say, I don't know what Krupinski's doing there. Livingston's got him beat, and he's just pushing on him as he's going past him.
They need a.
They have a lot of
kind of run
fouls.
Here. Yeah.
They picked up.
They're
14
very
in the
handsy.
first half. Yeah. They picked up 14 first half fouls, and that's just an example of you're 80 feet from the basket. You don't need to commit it. Second team foul here in the half. Sorry, our scoreboard not updated because I got so used to it automating. And frustration being shown there from Dakota Smith as he's going to be called for the foul. It's team foul number 3. 17-10 in foul count. Not that there's a job of keeping it equal. I'm just saying that's how much New Paltz has been fouling as that ball's thrown away.
One team is pounding the ball inside and the other is not.
Absolutely. Nice drive in there by Rivera, but he can't get it to fall. And it goes back to the Cowboys. Livingston gets the ball. He's going to be marked by A.J. Knight, and A.J. Knight's going to pick up the foul. Livingston clearly knows he can go at him, and they're going to foul.
He's got the speed advantage, yeah. And for whatever reason, New Paltz is, maybe it's because of the size disadvantage, they're deathly afraid of having him go down the floor on his own. Ooh, new player here for Hardin-Simmons. Jamar Ingram from Florida, from Orlando checks in, 6'5", big guy. Looks like he could play some football for the Cowboys.
Livingston thought he was fouled from behind by Smith. The officials didn't think so. Smith leaves the layup for air, and it's collected by Rivera and put back in. New Paltz now with 2 more. Trail 57-44 with under 15 minutes to play in the game. Get across the timeline with a 2.5 to spare. Livingston flings it. Backdoor cut. Was aiming for your noted play. Yeah, exactly.
Took out his own teammate at the knees, and his legs belt that in a really awkward way.
Rivera spun, and I think landed awkwardly on his upper back. I hope he's okay.
And for New Paltz to get back in the game, they really need to get some steals and push tempo and try and neutralize some of that size disadvantage, but they just...
Trying to give Rivera a chance here to get up. Now he's looking at the official like, why didn't you call anything? And I think the official's saying, well, he was planted and you tripped over his foot. He didn't trip you. And thus the no call. Rivera was pirouetting in the lane in that moment. Falls into the category of just because there's contact doesn't mean there's an infraction. 14.5 minutes left. Hardin-Simmons leads by 13. Have the ball. Here in the white uniforms, the purple numbers and trim. Wide open 3. Too many of the players got excited about that on the bench. And a missed shot there from Howell.
I think Dakota Smith picked up his 14th block of the year. Oof.
He left that 3-pointer shot short by Krupinski after he hit a pretty good one earlier. Way downtown, way off.
That's their first 3-point attempt of the half.
Second. He just missed one a moment ago.
Oh, okay.
The entire bench got up to celebrate the 3-pointer that he missed. Davis, nice job staying with that one. Gets it up ahead to Livingston. Livingston into the paint, slicing through. Rivera's lucky he didn't get called for a foul there. He was going for the block, just missed, swatting through. 13.5 minutes to go. New Paltz gets the ball back in the hands of A.J. Knight. Knight gets it inside. Another miss for Smith. Smith gets his own rebound, flings it far corner. 3 on the way. That's good. Lucas Siom hits the shot. Cuts the deficit to 11. Hardin-Simmons is 0 for their last 4 and 3 turnovers in 2:46, and they're going to talk things over. That's their first timeout of the game. It is a long timeout. We'll take it as well. Hardin-Simmons leads 57-44 on New Paltz here at the D3Hoops.com Classic.
More schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
You're no stranger to challenges. You feel the weight of the work left to do, but more importantly, you dream of making the world a better place. From day one, you've never given up in the face of obstacles, and you're not going to start now because you are relentless to your roots. And your success in the future is rooted in the decisions you make today. So choose a university with a 100-year legacy of dogged determination and community impact. The University of Redlands. Learn more at redlands.edu.
As we're back here, underway, 57-44 after the timeout. Cowboys the lead and the ball, 13 minutes to play. I'm Dave McHugh, Gordon Mann on the call with me. That float pass stolen away by the Hawks. You need a spark. Quick shot from Rivera, missed it. Quick rebound from Hardin-Simmons.
Those are all wide open shots. It's just a tough backdrop.
First three-pointer of the game made by the Cowboys. For future trivia, it is Will Bartosik who hit the shot. Interesting. Yeah, there's a stoppage coming. Dakota Smith went to the bench and asked for a towel. He was wiping his hand on something. I think he's bleeding. And because he had the towel in the game, the referee decided to bring it to a close, and that's going to mean Dakota Smith's probably going to have to get whatever it is treated. Now they're just going to call it a stoppage of play. He's clearly got a little bit of a nick on his finger. 12.5 to go. Into the game for the Hawks comes Trevor Amalfitano. I cannot say his name.
Malfitano.
I'm overthinking it. Malfitano, thank you. And a block for Bryant to add to his big day. He's having a good one. Quickly up ahead, Alexander hits the layup. He was missing a few of those early in the game, but he got a nice one there, 57-44. 12 minutes to play in this one. Livingston, a little bit of a hip check there on Malfitano. And then a steal by Bryant. Bryant's doing everything out there.
Yeah, he's having a great game.
A block, a steal, some shots all in the last few minutes. Livingston, nice bounce pass into Bryant. Oh, I was going to say, the storyline would be perfect if he hit that. Up ahead, Rivera off glass, count it, going to the line.
Bryant, 18 points, 7 of 8 from the floor, 5 of 8 from the foul line, 4 rebounds, 18 minutes for the Cowboys.
All right, folks, I hadn't an update on the scoreboard. That's on me. I'm so used to the system doing it automatically for me. And I got lazy. Going back to see if the system will hold the score again. And it's immediately proving it can't. We're very to the line here to shoot for the three-point play. In the meantime, now officially out of the game is Smith to get his finger tended to. He's got 20 seconds for the trainer to do something. Trainer not realizing, oh, there is no trainer available. Or the trainer, the neutral trainer in the corner is just realizing there's some need. They're going to have to sub someone in.
Yeah, it looks like Hardin-Simmons has a trainer here.
Yep, they do. Not every team travels with a trainer. And in these moments, shows it'd be beneficial. The neutral trainer is not paying attention to the game, and for good reason in that way. So Smith is out, and they bring Mitchell Cummings into the game. I keep calling it a match. Rivera to the line to shoot free throws. A freshman plays better than a freshman, in my opinion. Misses the free throw, though.
Brewer has.
I was just going to mention, Brewer's back into the game after starting the second half in the corner. Not feeling well. Davis with the ball. 62-48 the lead for Hardin-Simmons with 11:20 to play. here in the second half. Inside to Brewer, goes up against Cummings. Brewer spin move, fade away from 10, no good. And the rebound collector.
No arc on that shot.
Ooh, near steal from Davis there. Into the corner, Rivera for 3. That one missed. And a foul on the rebound. I'm not sure.
They're going to get Livingston.
Is it going to be It is Livingston. Good eye, sir. Good eye indeed.
That's his third. The team's fifth.
Team's 5th foul. His 3rd. And a whistle again. This is going to go against Alexander. That'll be his 4th. New Paltz getting plenty of chances now after Hardin-Simmons had a pretty tame first half in terms of fouls, only 7. They've picked up quite a few more here in this second half, but New Paltz hasn't been able to take advantage, as you see there. Missed free throw from Sean St. Lucia, who shoots 76.5%.
Yeah, they're just struggling from everywhere. 31% from the field, 29% from 3, and 5 of 10 from the foul line.
Asher Fleming, by the way, out. Or end of the game, I should say, for Matthew Alexander, who's out. Second free throw good. Makes it 62-49 with under 11 minutes to play. Almost looks like a zone defense, but that's because Hardin-Simmons isn't moving around too much. Livingston now going up against against Sean St. Lucia, misses the three-pointer. Nice no-look to Brewer, slams it home. From throwing it up to slamming it down.
Yeah.
I guess he threw it down, officially. After threw it up, threw it down. Yeah, we'll have to work on that. He's looking a little bit better now after his Gatorade and snack from his mom. Nice back to the basket layup by Cummings there. As we got a quarter of this game left to go. 64-51 the lead for the Cowboys. As New Paltz looking for answers. We'll take this back to the conference. This will be a good note for them. Ooh, big collision for Davis as he flung that. And Pat Coleman trying a little too hard.
He's eager.
Sure, eager. That's it. I thought you were going to spin off into the ground. Pull a hamstring as you did it. New Paltz has the ball back. They're shortly going to get Dakota Smith back in, though. Dakota Smith has had a rough game. He has 2 points on 1 of 8 shooting. St. Lucia with a no-look pass and eventually works its way to Cummings.
They just can't get anything to fall.
No, they can't.
I mean, I know, so there's the contact, he'll get free throws, but that's as good a chance as you're getting at a three-point play.
Cummings was 0 for 2 from the line coming into today. By the way, Sean found his brother Ethan, who found Cummings. It looks like Sean got banged up on that play. He is gripping his hand, trying to shake out whatever. Probably got his finger jammed as Cummings misses the free throw. Bartosik leaves the game for the Cowboys, and returning to the game is Cooper Peterson. 9:26 to play, and that free throw is good. Back into the game for the Hawks is A.J. Knight. As Sean St. Lucia leaves, and he's still kind of favoring that right-hand thumb, I think. Peterson's got the ball far side, gets it to Brewer. Brewer will hand off to Livingston. Livingston tries to drive, well defended there by Ethan St. Lucia. Livingston switches back to Cummings. This is a mismatch. Livingston, actually good defense from Cummings and a better defense from St. Lucia again. But then he throws it away, going up ahead to Rivera. Right back to the Cowboys. They lead by 12. He had it. Just missed out.
There's a chance there to get it to 10 points.
Livingston brings it across the timeline with 8:47 to play in this second half. Brewer's got it now top key, going against Cummings. Cummings with the block. What a recovery on that one.
Did they get around all the arms and legs of Brewer there that were
Brewer
trying to defend a daddy long-legger.
Brewer is a lengthy gentleman. Livingston will inbound on the baseline. 16 on the shot clock. He'll float it inside, or float it to Fleming. Fleming finds himself open, puts up a floater, and that one rolls through. There's an example of everything going for the Cowboys, and New Paltz can't get any of those to roll.
If you take out shots that have fallen and players that have fallen.
Yeah.
Neither team has played very well here in this half.
No.
The difference is one team is getting their shots to fall and the other one isn't. And it's not because, well, one's generating really high-quality shots and the other one isn't. It's just seems to be the way it's going.
Brewer gets called for the foul. It's the team's 8th.
They might want to give him the rest of the day off. He is.
I don't see a reason he needs to be out there.
Yeah. They got another one while they're here. So.
Yep, they've got 3, and you don't want to wear him out too much. By the way, Sean St. Lucia is getting tended to now as Trevor Amalfitano hits the first of the 2 free throws. Well, now 2 because he hit the first. Second one is good. So he hits both. Cuts the deficit back to 12 again. Hardin-Simmons is led by as many as 17. They used a 12-0 run in the first half to go from deficit to lead, and they have not given up the lead since. .806 to play, thrown away. Chance for New Paltz to try and whittle down again. A.J. Knight with the ball. Ends up in the corner. 3-pointer rattles home. First time it's been single digits in a long time. As Amalfitano hits the 3.
Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor. We'll just go with Trevor. TA. And it's a 9-point deficit here.
Bryant trying to post up. It's like a full Nelson there from Smith.
Unfortunately, Brian couldn't do anything with it, but he gets the foul up there to fall. Back to an 11-point lead, and Hardin-Simmons wants to talk things over with a timeout. That's their second called of the game, leading 68-57. It'll be a lengthy time. No, it'll be 30. It'll be 30, so we'll keep it here. So apparently the players didn't get the memo. They're sitting on the bench. That happened in another game yesterday where players were sitting down during the 30-second timeout, kind of frustrated the opponent. This has got 3 more men's games coming up. We're pacing ourselves. Got games at 4, 6, and 8 on the docket here this evening. From the D3Hoops.com Classic at South Point Arena here in, I assume it's lovely Las Vegas. I haven't seen the outside since I arrived. Redlands and Mount Union at 4 o'clock. Ramapo and Whittier at 6. Edgewood and Wittenberg at 8 o'clock. Edgewood and Whittier gave us a more interesting game last night that featured a player ejected for the game for 2 technicals 3 minutes after he accumulated a second technical. Miscommunication in the officiating crew resulted in that. A couple Raiders are off to the side, just off to your camera's left. Mike Feuline and his team watching on from the side.
Looking at the team's relieving rebounders last year when the Hawks made the NCAA tournament, a lot of the guys, they brought a fair amount back, but not on the rebounding side.
No. That shot missed.
Ryland Blondo, Kobe Bogart, Tyreek Frazier. Oh boy.
Forgot to pick up Livingston in transition. Easy layup, 70-57, you were saying?
Yeah. You know you have not had a great year rebounding the team when the 7th leading rebounder on your team is team.
For those who understand that, that's pretty funny.
Means the ball went out of bounds more often than somebody caught it.
Livingston brings it across the timeline. Spin move there for Fleming. Fleming will then turn around anyway and hit the shot. And it's suddenly back to a 15-point lead for the Cowboys. Back in the game is Smith. He's got the ball. And even if Rivera was in the far corner, where I think
he would have to have been about
Smith
10
was,
feet
I was
behind
gonna
where
say,
the ball landed.
where
yeah.
Smith thought he was going to be, the pass was way too high.
Yeah, it's just been one of those days. They went into that funk when it was 14-1, and they just never really have not really been able to come out of it.
Well, it's backcourt violation. Fleming thought it was tipped into the backcourt. Well, they started the game well. We were commenting on Hardin-Simmons. It started sluggish, and then.
And you wonder because SUNY New Paltz, not the last team to start to play their first game. That'll be Wittenberg late tonight. But with Hardin-Simmons having been here and played, you wondered if they would look a little more in rhythm at the start of the game. And they didn't, but it has not mattered.
No, it has not. They've got one more to play. They're going to be playing 3 along with Redlands out here. 3-pointer by Rivera is good. I like that freshman. That's a good player for New Paltz. Now Redlands and Hardin-Simmons need an extra game each, especially Hardin-Simmons out of the ASC, so they played 3 out here, something we've encouraged before. I've tried to encourage a couple C2C teams to come playing conference game out here before. Catholic versus Santa Cruz would be fun to see. I mean, Christopher Newport, Santa Cruz. Lord have mercy. It's only game 3 of 6. Meantime, New Paltz coming back the other direction, looking for a fight back into this, and another block for Bryant. Bryant's stat line continues to build, 21 points, 8-11 shooting. He's got 5 boards. He's now got, blocks aren't on my screen. He's got a handful of those. There's another 30-second timeout called by New Paltz. They've only got 2 timeouts remaining in this game.
Yeah, looking at the schedule for Hardin-Simmons, it's all conference, well, almost all conference. Concordia of Texas is a non-conference game for them now. And then East Texas Baptist for a couple, Mary Arden Baylor for a couple, Howard Payne. Texas Dallas still playing in that conference, even though they're in the process of transitioning to Division II, so the games don't count from an NCAA Division III perspective.
Bryant, by the way, 2 blocks to finish that stat line. 72-60, Hardin-Simmons the lead here, and it's 12 points. Unlike last night where Edgewood seemed to be keeping the game close against Whittier in a game that should have been a blowout, this 12 points doesn't seem as close.
It does not, no, you're right, because Edgewood just had a little more spunk and spark to him than SUNY New Paltz has had. And Edgewood was playing at about as good as they could.
Yeah.
And New Paltz has had an off night.
Rivera for 3. That rattles home.
Although
He's hit 2 in a row. Yeah, no, he's having a good one. He's got 13.
43% three-point shooter.
Livingston's got the ball. We'll see again these Cowboys once more tomorrow.
Big possession here for New Paltz. See if they can get a stop and a score. They finally got it to single digits.
Ooh, forcing this one to the backcourt.
Oh, that's a travel.
Oh, that should be a travel.
Or
out of bounds. Yeah, he's out of bounds too. 6-1 half dozen, as they say.
Did you see
will
what
play
Dakota
Wittenberg.
Smith did when he was running down the floor?
Yeah, he tried to.
Patted him on the butt a couple of times just to let him know he was there.
Right here. I thought he was also trying to figure out where he's going to get around him. But that was a good idea there for Bartosik. The problem is he picked up the ball, called timeout while sliding.
Yeah.
Which is either going to be a travel or, in his case, out of bounds as he slid out.
Well, now New Paltz got the stop. Can they get the score? Yes, they
Rivera
can.
has scored 8 straight. The 8-0 run is all Rivera.
He's got 15.
And he's gotten New Paltz suddenly within a couple of possessions. And this could get really badly. Alexander, cooler head, smart on him. I think for Pinsky, I don't know if it was just frustration or what. He got to the ball and wouldn't let go.
I think Alexander was just trying to complete the catch while keeping his feet in bounds.
Krapinski picks up the foul, and he and Alexander are having some words, and now some words between Rivera and Alexander.
No, credit Alexander for not going berserk there.
Yeah,
because
he was heading to the
up
table.
pretty good, yeah.
to some degree, I thought Krapinski was just trying to keep him
Yeah,
on
I
his
think
feet, but then
I think both people were trying to avoid careening out of bounds.
But then it got past that point,
You stop
right?
your feet. No, you stop your feet.
Exactly, exactly. Oh, here comes the Hawks. Hawks
You hang
are
up first.
Sensing a chance here. Now, just getting across the timeline.
Brian is so open.
Yeah, he was
Couldn't
wide open,
find
wasn't
him.
he? He's just quietly lurking on the post or on the baseline. Floater into Bryant. Smith couldn't get the steal, and Bryant gets the turnaround for 23 points now. And it's back to a 9-point lead with 4 minutes to play. Hawks trying to show a little life here. Bryant gets, yes, the steal. Just to add to his line. Just having a game. Inside, going for 27 points. Smith fouls him, he's got it. Chance at an old-fashioned three-point play. In the meantime, Washington a little mouthy with Rivera, who's smartly not saying anything back. Official's going to say something to Washington, or Alexander.
Big plays there for Bryant to get the score. He gets the steal. He starts the fast break, and then he calls for the ball and gets the score in the three-point play.
Yeah, just
that is
great play.
That is big-time basketball from the sophomore.
Yeah. Mental note, he's a sophomore. He's going to be around a little bit for this Cowboy squad, though he missed a chance at the three-point play there. 3:40 left, 11-point lead for the Cowboys. Rivera, who's a freshman. It's the underclassman putting on a show for both teams. He misses a shot, but he's going to go to the free throw line. He's not made a, well, let's see. He was 1 of 3 from the line today. Team's 9th foul on Hardin-Simmons. Lost track of the fouls there. Well, both teams are in the bonus. Rivera was shooting, so he's got 2 coming here with 3:34 left. Got to hit these. Left it short. Go to Smith's going to leave. Ethan St. Lucia will return to the game. In the meantime, his brother Sean has a full wrap on that left thumb now. I don't think he's gotten back in since he's left with that injury, right?
No, he's not. For Bryant, 4th game of the year with over 20 points. Season high is 28 against Texas Lutheran in the season opener. This is his 2nd highest amount. He's got 25 right now.
Rivera cuts it to a 10-point deficit. Hawks trying to pull out some full court defense, not working for them. Alexander gets it in the paint, realizes he's got no chance, pulls it out, and Livingston will slow things down. 3:20 to play here in the second half. Hardin-Simmons is led by 17. They currently lead by 10. Davis into the lane, off glass and in, back up by 12. .305 remaining, into the corner, 3 on the way from Krapinski, does not fall. And Davis with another rebound. Oh, nice dribbling from Livingston. He'll put up a floater from 8 feet, no good. Bryant grabs a rebound, can't get the putback, and bodies tumble as he and A.J. Knight hit the deck.
Yeah, been a very quiet night for A.J. Knight, who's usually the Hawks' leading scorer, averaging 14 points per game. He's got 10, but boy, it's been a very quiet 10.
It
4 of
came
12
early
from the floor. Yeah, 2 of 8 from 3.
Krapinski is out. Trevor is back in. So Bryant's got a 1-on-1 chance here and missed the first. So doesn't get the second. New Paltz with a chance now, down by 12 to maybe make it a little bit more interesting. Knight nearly loses the ball, and then he does lose it by throwing it off. Oh, what a save! Into the corner, Rivera for 3, no good. What a sequence there, as a steal by Hardin-Simmons, but then throwing it off of a New Paltz player resulted in it. Oh,
as is he.
I saw a trip to the ER flashing in front of me, and somehow missed all of our gear. So, Matthew Alexander, thank you, sir. Yeah, Brian Coleman nearly saw an investment go out the window. 2+ minutes left. Rivera, he's taken over. Rivera's got 18 to lead New Paltz.
Equaling his season high at 18 earlier this year against Hunter.
Livingston to Alexander. Alexander, acrobatic, gets that to fall. He thought there was a foul there and it wasn't called. Doesn't matter. Team leads by 12, 80-68 with less than 2 minutes to play in the half. And A.J. Knight gets the layup as defenses have disappeared. Minute 40 left, and both teams have gotten to the basket rather easily in the last few minutes. Hawks trying, oh, Livingston just with a head nod. Hands off to Bryant. That's going to be an intentional, I suspect. Good sportsmanship moment there.
Yeah,
I don't think
Brian
that
is the one who got hit, and he's
helping him up.
Yeah, he landed
I don't
on
think
top of
Siom intentionally got him. I just mean that the foul is called that because he got him around the neck. The officials are going to talk it over. Unfortunately, we don't have a replay to give them, and I don't think I don't have replay set up. Sorry, folks, forgot to do that. So it will be an intentional foul. That means 2 shots for Hardin-Simmons and possession. And again, I don't think he meant to intentionally foul him. He just got caught in a spot where he caught Bryant around the neck. And by rule, Bryant will get 2 shots and they will get possession.
Well, Bryant's a nice-looking young player. Sophomore, he's got good touch, good feel for the game, big body. Not his greatest free throw shooting performance, but still, nevertheless, very nice player. He shoots 70% on the season. It's pretty good.
Timeout called by the Cowboys.
Now, the conference still has an automatic bid, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Still do. Full timeout called by the Cowboys. We'll take it as well. As Hardin-Simmons looking to get another victory here in Vegas.
You're no stranger to challenges. You feel the weight of the work left to do, but more importantly, you dream of making the world a better place. From day one, you've never given up in the face of obstacles, and you're not going to start now because you are relentless to your roots. And your success in the future is rooted in the decisions you make today. So choose a university with a 100-year legacy of dogged determination and community impact. The University of Redlands. Learn more at redlands.edu.
We've got more schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
Back here, second half action, 80-70. Hardin-Simmons the lead on New Paltz in men's basketball action. I'm Dave McHugh. Gordon Mann alongside. Another minute 30 left to go in this one. Coming up next, more basketball action as Mount Union prepares to return to the floor after a heartbreaking loss last night to Ramapo. They will take on a very good Redlands squad out of the Skyac. That's coming up. Fewline versus Bridgeland. Battle for the inbound. It's going to go Hardin-Simmons' way. Davis gets up there for it. Now just keep New Paltz from getting a couple of chances here, and the Cowboys will get a win. Livingston splits the double team, kicks it out to Davis. 5 on the shot clock, puts up the floater and hits it. 12-point game, 4 possessions with 67 seconds remaining in the game.
Man, big win here for Hardin-Simmons. Snap a 5-game losing streak. Give them a chance if they can get a win tomorrow and go home having won 2 of 3 heading into conference play, which is really all that matters for them anyway.
Rivera career high now, 20 points as he hits that basket, and a purposeful foul by Trevor. As New Paltz tries to play the free throw game, trailing by 10. Hardin-Simmons in this game is 15 of 22, while New Paltz is 10 of 17. And by the way, they did shut down Austin Brewer when we mentioned that. We thought they didn't need him out there, and they did just that. Free throw missed, though, so it works out New Paltz's favor. Rivera with 20 points as a freshman comes into the front court, leaves it off to a teammate. Three-pointer is missed, and that's a dead ball rebound going to Hardin-Simmons. For those of you not sure what a dead ball rebound is, there you go.
That's it.
Is that only on the free throws?
That's right. It's only on the missed first free throw.
Right, it's not a dead ball rebound. It's just a team rebound is what I meant to say.
Right.
Misspoke on the dead ball part. Yep. Up ahead, Livingston deflects off of a New Paltz player. Yeah, I didn't mean to say dead ball, but it just kind of snuck out of my head. 44.7 left. 10-point lead for Cowboys, trying to finish this game off. That 12-0 run in the first half, key in getting them back in this game. With Livingston off the back of Smith. And a held ball is going to be called. Livingston saw that Smith had his back to him and did the old Scottie Pippen. Bounced it off his back and got in bounds before grabbing it, but unfortunately for Livingston, Smith was paying attention, turned around and grabbed the ball. I think it was Knight actually that he threw it off the back of. Knight brings it across. 10-point game. This isn't quite over yet. Rivera for three, push that shot, and that's going to do it because I don't think you got enough time left. Trying to purposely foul Davis, and finally two. Davis went through a double team. Ball continued, he stopped as both guys reached out and grabbed him in the shoulders. Ethan St. Lucia picks up the foul. His brother Sean has been on the bench since injuring his thumb. Also, kind of didn't have, Sean had a rough game. Finished with 4 points, 1 of 3 shooting, 3 assists, and 2 turnovers, though, to be fair. I think some of the passes he had didn't turn into official turnovers. He just had trouble finding his teammates. Silas Davis misses another free throw. It's interesting. First time we're seeing Jabari Parker into the game, Gordon, and he played a lot in the game against Redlands.
Yeah, number 14.
Yeah, 14, Jabari Parker making his first appearance. A freshman out of Katy, Texas. Now into the game, number 45. I don't have 40. Oh, wait. There's a uniform change, right? 45 for Hardin-Simmons? I can't remember who 45 was. As making the basket is Trevor. .13 left. Hardin-Simmons calls it off. Into the game is Andrew Messinger, who's wearing 45 today. He left his jersey at home. And that's going to do it. Hardin-Simmons is going to hold on for a 9-point win, though it didn't feel that close per se. But Gordon, that's, as you said, a big win for Hardin-Simmons.
Yeah, got to get their season going in the right direction. Had lost a handful in a row. Chance if they can get a win tomorrow to go home 2 out of 3 here in Texas or here in Las Vegas, and then get into conference play for New Paltz. It started strong and just went into a funk midway through the quarter and never really came back out of it. So Hawks will get another game tomorrow and try and earn the split headed back from Vegas.
And tomorrow, so will Hardin-Simmons. They'll play one more game tomorrow as well against Wittenberg. I think that's our finale, actually, as they will wrap things up here at the D3Hoops.com Classic. Oh, losing my score. Hang on a second. They're clearing it on me. Sorry, folks. I'll try and get the score updated here in a moment. But, Gordon, again, as you said, not the greatest finish, but Hardin-Simmons certainly showed that they're going to be a tough team to deal with in conference play, especially, but they're growing. They got a good program.
Yeah, and that conference is, Mary Hardin-Baylor is probably the favorite there, but that conference is pretty wide open. Nobody's in the top 25.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're going to play a bunch of teams, and you're going to play the same teams a bunch over the next 2 months. And take Texas Dallas out of it. You'll play them, but it won't really practically matter. So, Mary Hardin-Simmons is as alive as they can be. I think the game to win tomorrow, getting a win tomorrow, though, is big. Because if you go home and you've gone Big difference between 2 out of 3 and 1 out of 3, especially if you're going home 4-9 versus 5-8 with a little bit of momentum.
So that'll wrap it up. You can get the latest box score at d3hoops.com. But Hardin-Simmons now has won their second, 83-74, and they'll play one more tomorrow against Wittenberg. New Paltz in their first game falls. They'll have one more tomorrow as well. Coming up next will be Mount Union, trying to put behind them the tough loss to Ramapo yesterday. They'll take on a pretty good Redlands squad out of Southern Cal. It'll be Purple Raiders versus Bulldogs when we come back here at the D3Hoops.com Classic.
More schools than Division I, more fans than Division II, and more upsets than March Madness. There's nearly 850 programs with over 11,000 games leading to 2 national championships. And we've been covering it all for over 2 decades. From Eastern to Occidental, from Puget Sound to Piedmont, from Southwestern to the University of New England, and from Hope to Calvin. Nobody covers Division III basketball like we do. We're D3Hoops.com at www.d3hoops.com.
You're no stranger to challenges. You feel the weight of the work left to do, but more importantly, you dream of making the world a better place. From day one, you've never given up in the face of obstacles, and you're not going to start now because you are relentless to your roots. And your success in the future is rooted in the decisions you make today. So choose a university with a 100-year legacy of dogged determination and community impact. The University of Redlands. Learn more at redlands.edu.